What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. Hunter x Hunter manga chapter 351. I don't know if what's on the screen is going to happen in this chapter, but we've got a little Chrollo Hisoka showdown here. You see how this is like lightly, colored and animated? Wonder why most, and maybe some are. You guys can fill me in. Are there any manga out there that I guess is like popular, has a high demand, comes out on a consistent basis, that when the chapters come out, they are in color? Or is it pretty much like 90% of the time manga chapters are in black and white? Um, just for convenient purposes, quickness of turnaround. I'm just curious, because we see this done here. Like, I wonder how difficult this would be to kind of do on like a like this isn't like it's not even filled in that hard, but just like this a little bit right here is so like it hits the eyes so well that like I would love to see the whole thing animated like this. That's why I ask you guys for like things in color. But anyway, feel free to let me know the answer to that. I know a lot of you, even when I was debating if I was going to read the Hunter x Hunter manga at all, I had a lot of you tell me, if anything, at least read to see the fight between Hisoka and Chrollo. So that'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it's happening in this chapter or not. And I've never read a anime fight before, a shonen fight before. Anything I've ever like come across has always been animated, in a series, in a show. So for you guys, I don't know if it's which way is it easier to ask the question. If you were a manga reader first, do the fights hit better for you? Like, do you like seeing fights better when they're animated in when the seasons come out? Do they hit for you just the same? If you're an anime reader, if you're an anime watcher and you go read the mangas like me, do the fights still hit the same for you? And then I guess the bigger question is, do fights still hit the same if you already know what's going to happen? If I read it in the manga and I see it, that might change my opinion as if I saw it the other way around. So just some interesting questions. Last episode we had Kurapika get assigned to the youngest possible prince. We know it's just going to be a free-for-all kill mission, last prince standing, and we went over all that. You guys should be seeing this the very next day after. Patreon members, you guys got Friday's episode on Monday. You guys should be getting this on Friday, and then YouTube should be getting this on Saturday. All that's there. Let's just go ahead and get into this. So Hunter x Hunter, I don't know if this is like volume 34. I don't know what any of that means, but we are on chapter 351. Scroll through all this. Characters, yada, yada, yada. 4th Prince, 14 Prince, Wobble, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Chapter is titled Battle to the Death. This looks like Heaven's Arena kind of here, or is that the Hunter Association? I don't even know. Ladies and gentlemen, the opponent, the elusive Grim Reaper, has picked for his floor master. Oh, this is okay. Here for his first match as floor master. His name is what? Did Chrollo just run through the Heaven's Arena and decided he wanted to hang out as a floor master, or what? Chrollo, Lucifer versus Hisoka. How the hell does this happen? Hold on. I need some context here. Maybe we're going to get it. Maybe I'm asking questions too prematurely, but you're not just about to, and they make Chrollo look so much smaller than Hisoka here in the manga. I mean, Hisoka is jacked. Chrollo's like a full, 5 inches shorter than him. Ladies and gentlemen, the opponent, the elusive Grim Reaper, has picked for his floor battle. Here he is. Here for his first match as floor master. His name is... so Chrollo is the floor master. And maybe once Hisoka found out about that, he's like, shit, this is it. I can fight him. All I gotta do is just get there, which for Hisoka is easy. He's made it up there before, but... I don't know the rules, and does it even make sense? Because we know, if Killua had already, done what he did and left, and they said if he didn't fight again, he wouldn't be allowed back. So has Hisoka, used up all the chances that he has to become floor master and then, not take a fight and leave and come back? I don't know. But I hope we catch up on, hey, He got his powers back. They're fully back. Has he like refounded the troop? Is he back with like all that information? But this is like we can't just start the damn second page of the chapter like that. Um, all right. Cheering, cheering, cheering. Wow, he looks so much more like so much more soft here, you know, much more like little boy anime face than in the in the anime. He looks like a grown man, a leader of a group. He looks like a just a young like pre-anime boy here. Finally, my dream is realized. I've waited this long. I don't want a friendly sparring match. I know, being pursued has become annoying. This will be a battle to the death. Okay, now his face is animated a little bit differently here. We've gotten like 3 different kind of iterations of his face. Like this kind of looks like what he looks like in the anime. This looks like completely kind of like younger version. And then this looks like more anime, a battle to the death. Okay. Wow, Floormaster Crollo proposes a battle to the death and Hisoka consents. I'm saying this in my head as the announcer chick with the orange hair. Like I'm screaming it like she is in my head right now. Mortal Kombat it is. Only one will survive. Victory is won through the other's death. If this goes how I think it's going to go, well, I guess maybe I don't know, but maybe Crollo's the one that dies here just for. But I would say that just because I'm like, well, Hisoka's been a bigger character, had more of an impact on the story, like at the story as a whole, from beginning to end. But that's also he was intertwined with Gon's story. Gon's story is over. So maybe Hisoka does die. Maybe neither of them die. But if I had to put my money on it, I think Crollo should win. Why I think that, I don't know. Maybe just because I prefer Crollo over Hisoka. Um, and just because we don't, we, we've we've been explained what his abilities are with the book, and he has to have it open and like all this kind of stuff. But I don't know. Would you rather have it be a mass? Would you rather? It's kind of like you always hear. Would you rather be a master of like one kick, or just have the knowledge of like 100 different kicks? I don't know how proficient Crollo is in all the abilities that he has in that book. You know, let's figure it out. The use of weapons is allowed for your pride and honor. Hisoka is jacked for your pride and honor. Oh, we're really going in. We're really going in. Wow. Okay, like there's been no build up, no background, no like flashback like, oh, Crollo got his abilities back. He's since founded the troop and all the members are there to watch. And like why the interest in becoming a floor master? Because it seems like I'm pretty sure Crollo is the floor master. So did he get his ability back and he's like, what's the best way I can make sure my abilities still work? Let me go to Heaven's Arena and run through that. And maybe as he was making noise, Hisoka found out, oh, that's Crollo that's doing that. This is my chance. I'll be there. I don't know. Alright, so this is the first ever fight I've ever read that hasn't been animated on screen. So I'm going to try to see if it kind of hits the same. The sound effects I'm trying to make in my head. So this is him conjuring his book. Okay. So like again, like do you with normal anime or manga fights, is there ever really much like text with it? I mean I'm sure there is, but like these still shots right here that we're seeing, um I'm imagining this is them kind of like running at each other, maybe. You see he's got the book. Hisoka's got his card here. This looks like an Illumi needle almost. What the hell? Oh, just an ability. That's not Shalnark's, is it? He's got a manipulator ability, so it looks like he's going to manipulate the referee to kind of like fight as his puppet. It is, but why does he have this ability? Why does he um I know he doesn't have to kill the person that he takes it from, but that is Shalnark's, correct? Why does he have that? Why would he have that? Did he willingly give it to him? Can he willingly, like with Chrollo as well? I don't know if we ever found out. Can he willingly give those back? Oh, he left me hanging after the exorcism in order to gather his cards. Bip, 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 bip. Has another antenna. The judge. He's attacking Hisoka together with Chrollo. Oh, that's the announcer. This is the announcer speaking, talking about the judge. What does he plan to do with that other antenna implanted into Hisoka? He plans to pin me with the judge and stab me with the antenna. Yeah. God, I'd love to see this animated. Pow, that's Hisoka landing a kick. My leg, here he comes. Oh God. And like again, like in the anime, we've never seen Hisoka, and this is why a lot of people told me to go to this fight. I always complained about and brought up how we never see Hisoka flustered. We never see him concerned. We've never seen him pressed. He's always been the aggressor, the one dictating the fights, the one playing with his food. You know, they're just toys to him. You know, and we saw that kind of animated in the anime when he had like opened up that treasure chest that had like different puppets in it, and there was a Chrollo, an Illumi, a Killua, a Gon. They're just toys to him. You know, people are just toys for him to kind of test his abilities, and we never saw him like sweat or on the run or think, "Can I do this?" type stuff. So clearly he lands an attack. Oh, and he's like layering. The advantage of being a manipulator is that it's game over once your conditions are fulfilled. He only has one phone, so can he manipulate one person? Or yeah, that's another thing. Like, so he only has one phone, but he's got multiple antennas. Two at once, it could be possible to send commands through a group text. Everybody's cheering. Pull out the antenna or kill the judge, and the control probably ends. But if he can only control one person, that's what Chrollo's waiting for. Who's saying this? Who's speaking this? Is this the announcer saying that? Bungee gum elastic love. Oh, he's gonna pull the judge into him to what, block? Contract at max. It looks like he's pulling in the judge. Hold on. I'm So here's the judge, and he pulled to what? Switched places? Oh, so they like. I'm trying to imagine the bungee gum because I don't think we've ever seen bungee gum contract at max speed. I don't think I've ever seen that in the anime. So did he attach it, and then at max speed, it bungeed as quick as it could, so it kind of looks like they switched places. Um, Waiting for his opportunity with the judge as his shield. It's the best strategy, whether he can control one or multiple targets. He showed me he could insta-kill on purpose to make me always vigilant of the antenna, to wear me out. He basically declaring a drawn-out battle. I'm so happy, Chrollo. You make me feel so good. And then I'm guessing this is him killing the judge so he can get rid of that whole, possible threat. It's interesting to see the I don't know if I want to call it animation or the drawings of the characters kind of, I don't want to say not be consistent, but like they just change, like the faces. Like this Hisoka looks different from this Hisoka. Yes, they're in a different stance, looking a different way, and all that kind of stuff. But I guess you notice that more when it's still shots, Gotta kill the judge rare. A blast, the blood could be bad. He just What the hell? A blast, the blood could be bad. So I'm trying to see what happened here. Did Hisoka... Okay, so it looks like before, I thought Hisoka slashed, but we've got this boom here, which makes me think something shot through the back of the judge or something exploded out of the judge that was not Hisoka's doing. And then Hisoka says a blast, the blood could be bad. Did that blood land on him, touch him? What's the bungee here about? I'm guessing this is Hisoka dashing out of the way. What? It looks like there's like an aura of Nen. Imagine being the judge that got assigned to this. There's a aura of Nen, it looks like, on the back of the judge's hand. Okay, these are Chrollo's hands here. Okay. I thought he was emitting some kind of like giant Netero type hands from the center of the stage or something. The sun and moon paired destruction. This doesn't have anything to do with his book, though, does it? But where's the book? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Splat. I'm guessing the judge is dead. As you can see, it uses both hands. The mark of the sun is impressed with the left hand and the moon with the right. When the marks touch each other, they explode. I just marked the judge's left hand and back. So it's kind of like the bomber ability, to where if he like marks you and, you know, summoning jutsu type shit, when the marks touch each other, they explode. I just marked the judge's left hand and back. Or when the specific marks that he places touches each other, because we see the judge here has his hand touching his back. As you can see, it uses both hands. The mark of the sun is impressed with the left hand and the moon with the right. When the marks touch each other, so the marks that he places on something, when they touch each other, they explode. I just marked the judge's left hand and back. The marks themselves can be made in an instant, but for maximum effect, I need to touch the target for 3 to 5 seconds. Is there a condition that he has to tell all this information? An instant mark will result in that small blast, but a complete bomb can blow nearby people to smithereens. I gained this ability back home in Meteor City. You're so kind. Are you being condensing, or are you really expecting me to just bend over? I won't take another draw step. I'll play with my hand face up. So the manipulated judge is out of the way. Style is important in a game, right? More than the outcome. Won't you be more insistent on winning? Don't be such a turn-off. Of course I plan to win, but what about yourself? Think carefully before you call after seeing my hand. Like I just demonstrated by using a bookmark, I can maintain that page's ability even after closing the book. So what? He's about to pull... He can still manipulate the dead body of the judge, correct? No, because we did see that, if that's Shalnark's ability, I think we did see Shalnark talking about like, oh, I broke another one. Like, I think when they die, the manipulation stops. Double face bookmark theme. I can use it concurrently with an ability on another page. Oh, so you can use 2 at once. As long as you can fight comfortably, a battle is a dance. We must move to each other's beat. So it looks like he's got another ability to use with the book. Double face bookmark theme. I can use it concurrently with an ability on another page. Like I just demonstrated, by using a bookmark, I can maintain that page's ability even after closing the book. That lets him use his hands. So he could have abilities that he knows how to do that don't involve the book. Put the bookmark in, and then do what he needs to do while that ability is still going. And then, does the book still need to be physically conjured, like on display? Or can he whip something out, do what he wants to do, put the bookmark in it, let it like unconjure itself, and is it still active and good to go? Or does he still need to hold it? Or can I nitpick the bookmark? The ability on the bookmark page and the ability on the open page, wouldn't that make it triple, not double? The bookmark ability on the bookmark page and the ability on the open page That's what I was, yeah. In that case, the book itself would make it quadruple. The bookmark comes with the book. It's my own ability and not stolen. So it's basically an ability to use 2 stolen abilities at once. I only have 1 bookmark, by the way. Being able to make a combo of 2 abilities is powerful, yeah, but the true advantage of the bookmark is not having to hold the book. That's what I was thinking. If he could freely throw hands and have 2 abilities going at the same time, that's what I would love to have seen. Granted, you guys have told me back when it would happen, if they really were fighting 1v1 to the death, would Zeno have killed Chrollo? Probably, but I had a lot of people tell me, like, don't underestimate Chrollo. Now that I can see that he can use 2, 3 abilities without having to hold on to the book and can freely kind of move, that's a big hindrance that I thought he had to deal with, kind of taken out of the way. Because how could you deal with somebody like a Gon or a Uvo in your face, or like we saw a Zeno or a Silva? You know, they're assassins, so they're great with hand-to-hand type stuff and being up in your face. How could you deal with that and trying to hold a book at the same time? But to be able to stun that is kind of... Skill Hunter required me to hold the book with my right hand when I conceived it. But when I stole an ability that required both hands, I was forced to make some adjustments. That's cool. Now I have more annoying conditions to deal with. What? Having to explain it? But I find that my combat efficiency has vastly improved. What are the other conditions? Him having to tell this information? I can use 1 ability with both hands free. Isn't it wonderful? With that in mind, I'll show you 3 more abilities. I can use 1 ability with both hands free. Is that what I just talked about? Or is he saying he can use 1 ability with his left, 1 ability with his right? And is the sun and moon thing, again, is that something he got from the book, or is that something he has? Because he's rattling off a lot of information and conditions and knowledge right now, and he's losing me. Yes, wonderful and annoying. You're setting a new record for the number of abilities it has ever taken me to kill someone. You should be proud. Hisoka Moro. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so clearly I didn't write anything down. Completely blank. Just because I was trying to kind of... I wanted to immerse myself in the fight, if that makes sense. And also trying to keep up with the information. Because usually this is kind of what, you know, in all anime fights, you know, everybody's got to tell everybody their abilities and the weaknesses to it and all that kind of stuff. Again, I don't know what the conditions are, but seeing Chrollo say here, now I have more annoying conditions to deal with. I wonder what those conditions are. But just trying to go through it here, I mean, Chrollo was pretty much the upper hand the entire fight. The only time, I think, which I'm trying to think, I'm hoping I made the right distinction here. Was it just all he did was this Elastic Love contract at max speed? Did he literally just, like, attach it and, you know, elastic it? Not even sure the word I'm looking for. Bungee gummed it as fast as he possibly could, and that's why it kind of almost looks like they kind of almost switched places with each other, almost like instant transmission, swap places. So we saw that, but I mean, besides the hype train that is the hype train, you know, we get the quick Chrollo lands a hit. I think he lands a few hits here. We see him just raining down on this man, Hisoka, having to cover up. But we've seen Hisoka do that before when he fought, oh God, what's the man's name? Castro. You know, we saw him, you know, lose an arm, get kind of beat up, bloody, all that kind of stuff. And we've seen it before when he was playing dodgeball and all that stuff, but we've never seen him, like, doubt his abilities. Or think, I can't win this. Or, like, pretty much never have a smile on his face. So we got all this kind of here of Chrollo manipulating the judge, using him as a shield, you know, trying to either, you know, manipulate him, trying to get the judge to basically get in the way to a point that Chrollo could put another pin inside Hisoka. Then we start talking about can he manipulate 2 people at once. Then we talked about, like, group chat. I'm guessing that's another level to the ability of where you can control multiple things at a time. Did he need another phone? All that kind of stuff. Doesn't really matter. Probably not, because the judge seems to be dead, and I'm pretty sure what I remember from Shaunark's ability is once the thing he's manipulating is dead, the manipulation ends. Before we dive into deeper Chrollo abilities, can we talk about this though? So, why does Chrollo have this ability at his disposal? Because I'm pretty damn sure that is, I mean, we see it. We see the little bat phone, we see the antenna, all that kind of stuff. Why does he have access to that? Did he take it from him? Did Shaunark willingly give it to him? I'm pretty sure Chrollo, and I don't know, we don't really know much about Chrollo and his abilities, to be honest. Can he give things back? Could he give them to anyone? Start talking about, like, is he on a level of like an all for one type thing, to where he can just take and give abilities to whoever he sees fit type thing? Or if he can give them back, do they just go back to the original user? Because who's to say, I'm not going to give a manipulator ability to somebody that doesn't have an affinity for it, or wouldn't get any use out of it, or it wouldn't be something that they could, control. But yeah, can he give abilities back? And why does he have that? That's two of the questions, probably biggest from this chapter. I would love to just see this animated. But the more and more I think about it, I'm with some of you guys. I don't think this will ever be animated. Now it could. I mean, again, I don't want to get into the whole, like, will we ever get more Hunter x Hunter chapters and all that kind of stuff, but I wonder if we would reach a certain point, would a certain studio out there just be like, hey, we'll pay whatever amount, just let us animate the chapters you got. Or if his health, unfortunately, were to get really bad, and there's just no plans of it ever coming back or him ever continuing, just go with what you got. I don't know where the manga is ended at right now, but if you were to complete it, where would the cutoff point be? Like, do we finish the entire Dark Continent stuff? I'm not quite sure, because you wouldn't want to start the anime building up the Dark Continent, and then we don't even fully return from it or even make it there yet, But yeah, fights like this and stuff like this would be pretty great. And the fact that it's back in Heaven's Arena, like, I thought that's what that was, but I was like, why the hell would we be back there? That makes no sense. But no, that is it. And I'm pretty sure, so Chrollo's the floor master. And I don't know if this is still information we're going to find out. We knew he was in search of getting his abilities back. We saw the Nen Exorcist, and they were tracking him down and all that kind of stuff. Why Heaven's Arena? Like I said, did he get his abilities back and wanted to make sure, the muscles and everything and the abilities are still good to go? Where's the one place I can go test this out? That I guess I just don't have to murder people in the middle of the street. Heaven's Arena. That's a good place. And maybe Hisoka found out because, he's Hisoka. Yeah, Chrollo is the floor master and Hisoka is the challenger. Yeah, he left me hanging after the exorcism in order to gather his cards. All that good stuff. And then again, just the explanation on his abilities. I don't know if we'll get kind of more clarification on it in the next chapters. If we don't, and this is kind of all we get, you guys can feel free to explain this to me, because I feel like I'm slightly confused, especially with like the plus sign with the moon and the sun here. Is this his ability? Which I thought it was his ability because we see no book. I was like, oh, this is an ability that he has. But then he started talking about the bookmark and being able to use multiple things. So now I'm kind of like hung up on, like, well, is this his ability? He doesn't walk around with these things on his hands. We've seen his hands before in the anime. There were no distinct marks or any marks like this at all. And, just the explosion, kind of like the bomber thing where he said, the longer I touch you, the bigger the explosion can be. I gained this ability back home in Meteor City. He doesn't say I learned or I made up this ability, he just says I gained it. But he didn't say I took it. The marks themselves can be made in an instant, but for maximum effect, I need to touch the target for 3 to 5 seconds. And then here's the thing, though. Why would if he wanted to use this ability on Hisoka, how would you even get this to work if you weren't able to manipulate the target? If I ran up to Hisoka with this ability, you know, I touched him on his chest and I touched him on the back side of his hand, or the front side of his hand. Could he, in the middle of a fight, just accidentally go like this? You know, he gets kicked in the chest and like puts his hand there or wipes blood. Yeah, he could. But if I see myself get imprinted with something, or I see these things on his hand and he just touched me, I would like make an effort to not do that, even if I didn't know what it might lead to. So how would you even get this to initiate without manipulating somebody to do that? Or could you just do that with the hands you have? I think he said once I put my hands together, hold on. When the marks touch each other, they explode. Nope, he didn't say anything about his hand. He just said when the marks touch each other, they explode. It didn't say anything about him doing this would make the person touch the mark, so interesting. And then we start going into the abilities about the bookmark. Like I demonstrated by using a bookmark, I can maintain that page's ability even after closing the book. Which in the anime, Zeno and Silva were kind of explaining. He has to keep that book open at all times to use the abilities of the book. So even if I'm getting blitzed by like 10 people and I've got an amazing ability in there that could maybe handle 10 people, I still got to hold on to this book, which is asking a lot. And he said he came up with this new ability, Double Face Bookmark Theme, to be able to maintain using abilities after he closes the book. I can use it concurrently with an ability on another page. So that's the part I'm kind of hung up on. Does he mean kind of like when the book split and I've got a left page and a right page? If he puts the bookmark in there, whatever's on both of those pages, he can use at the same time? Or could he put the bookmark in, open it to another page, use the ability on the other page, and use the ability that's being bookmarked? I don't know. That phrase right there has me hung up a little bit. I can use it concurrently with an ability on another page. As long as you can fight comfortably, yada yada yada. Can I nitpick? The bookmark, the ability on the bookmark page, and the ability on the open page. Yeah, okay, so this is what I was just talking about. Wouldn't that make it triple, not double? Triple, and that was another thing. Triple, what are we talking about triple here? Are we talking about the bookmark page, because it has a left and a right, those could be two abilities. Then the open book page, that could be a left and a right. So that could be, or that could be a left and a right, and then the open could be a triple. In that case, the book itself would make it quadruple. The bookmark comes with the book. It's my own ability and not stolen. In that case, the bookmark, because when Hisoka says here, wouldn't that make that triple? I would think the pages, but I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the episode where he's fighting Zeno and Silva specifically. Was it just like text of an ability on one page and then like an image of the ability on another? Or is there, like, if I have this folded like a book and I open it, do I have an ability here and a brand new ability here? Or do I just have the description of one ability and what it looks like on the other page? I can't remember. Because if that's the case, I bookmark this page, boom, and I split open to another page, but then that other page also will have an ability on the left and ability on the right. And if I can bookmark and use both of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm using up to 4 abilities at a time. But you would still have to have the book in your hand, though, because the bookmark only allows you to use those abilities that you bookmarked. You wouldn't be able to open it to that page, close it, but you would still be able to use the bookmarked pages. This shit has gotten so much like longer in depth about this book that I thought it was going to be. So it's basically an ability to use 2 stolen abilities at once. I only have 1 bookmark, by the way. So it's basically an ability to use 2 stolen abilities at once. He said 2. He didn't say anything about triple or quadruple. He said it's basically an ability to use 2 stolen abilities at once. So meaning the page I have bookmarked, the ability that I wanted to start with, and then I open it to another page. That's what I think. But if we're talking about he can use the ability that's on the left side of the page, right side of the page, bookmark it, flip it, and then use left, right side again. Because I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember back to what Zeno was saying. Did he say that he could only use one ability at once? Or was that Leol talking about the abilities that he has on his receipt? He could only use one ability at once. Being able to make a combo of two abilities, yeah, because he's over here talking about two. So I'm guessing when a book opens, there's just one ability on those left and right pages. That's what I would think. Bookmark it, use that ability, and I could open to a brand new ability that's on both sides of the pages. Because he says basically it's an ability to use two stolen abilities at once. Being able to make a combo of the two abilities is powerful, but the true advantage of the bookmark is not having to hold the book. Yeah, granted, because even if you bookmarked it and you held it open to use two abilities at once, you still have to hold the book. Granted, what those two abilities you could put together, though, could be wild. That, like, shit, you could hold textbooks in both hands, but the fact that the two abilities you're using right now are so powerful, it'd be wild. Skill Hunter required me to hold the book with my right hand when I conceived it. Is that the name of the book, Skill Hunter? When I stole an ability that required both hands, I was forced to make some adjustments. When I stole an ability that had both hands, oh, like the sun and the moon. Now I have more annoying conditions to deal with, but I find my combat efficiently has vastly improved. Yeah, he had 2 free hands. I can only use one ability with both hands free. I can only use one ability with both hands free, so like an ability on the left and an ability on the right. Isn't it wonderful? With that in mind, I'll show you 3 more abilities, and we don't even get to see that. Yes, wonderful and annoying. You're setting a new record for someone. Yeah, I haven't had to use it. So yeah, I mean, we really combed through that. I guess, I mean, it was great stuff for sure, 100%. But I guess maybe it didn't feel like a fight. Because again, like I'm more reading text, trying to digest things because it's more kind of stills. It was great stuff. It's just going to be odd for me to kind of, take it as a fight other than me just kind of like reading a story. Because it's almost like when you read a story in any kind of book, when you're reading a Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or something that's got fighting in it, you you read the text and, it'll paint an image in your head of what you might think the battle's going. So if I never knew what these two looked like and I never saw the anime, and I just knew Chrollo was like black of hair with, the upside down cross on his head, and Hisoka was like if they described him as some kind of like, offshoot magician that loved cards and, had pink hair, or they always talked about Hisoka with his distinctive pink hair. And then I just read this in text with no images. I would, piece that together in my head. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing here, just, adding the still shot. So like I'm still having to like put the fight into action in my own head. So it'll take some getting used to, but some solid stuff. Again, if everything I talked about, how he got the ability, can he give it back, using both hands, bookmarked, left, right, all that kind of stuff. If we get explanations on that in the next couple chapters, you guys don't have to explain that. But if it's not spoilerish and we don't get it explained, feel free to kind of explain that stuff. And we'll go from there. So we got the double Hunter x Hunter chapter uploads. Again, if we want this next week, I need 100 likes on yesterday's video and 100 likes on this video. So if you watched yesterday's video and you gave it a like and you're here watching this one, just give this a like. So we get 100 likes on Friday's video, 350, and if we get 100 likes on this video, 351. So 200 likes total, 100 over there, 100 over here. We'll do double chapters next week, Friday, Saturday. We'll do 352 and 353. Patreon members, you guys will be getting 352 probably on Monday or Tuesday at the latest anyway. And it'll either just be 352 next week, or we'll do the double header. But I appreciate it, guys. More Hunter x Hunter manga. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this fight ends, because they basically said it's to the death, so somebody's got to die. We'll see who it is. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,